What it do, Modified 95 family? I'm a little jealous. Every time I get out of my car, any of them, I turn around and I have to look at it because I just feel like they're just so neat, so cool to look at. And when you have a choice, what you drive, you know, it's not millions of dollars, it's not a supercar, but it's still that attention grabbing. Why would you drive something boring? I don't know. But so we're back today. We are working on my 97 Civic hatch. This one is done like in a Canjo style. Lots of stickers, lots of sticker tuning. That is, once again, my specialty. And what I'd like to do before the sun goes down is I want to swap out the radiator. It has had a leak. I cannot figure out where the leak is coming from. I thought it was from the little petcock at the bottom, and we even put some Teflon tape on it, and that didn't really do anything. Swapped to another one, and that seemed to hold, but then I saw it leaking on another day. So now is the time. The car shouldn't be too hot. I just drove it up the driveway, and so I have a brand new radiator I got from O'Reilly's. You know, nothing too fancy, but it should do the trick. And I have a different radiator fan. I'll show you when we get under the hood what it looks like. And I really just need to make sure that the radiator cap I have currently will work on this new radiator. Yeah, and then that's all the parts we need. It's a couple hose clamps. I have my cool little coolant catch bottle. That way I can pour the same coolant right back in. It should be clean. It should be the green that's in like all Hondas. So here we go. So you know what you need to do is you need to give me 5 on my black hand side. Boom. This video may have gotten a whole lot shorter. I don't know when they stopped including radiator caps with the radiator. They cap off everything else. I'm pretty sure I can pull these things off because I don't think that we'll be using these because it's not an automatic. So I think I could just unscrew those without any harm or foul. But today it won't really matter because I don't have a radiator cap that fits. I mean, I'll keep looking for a little bit longer, but otherwise I'll just kind of do some basic servicing on here. I don't like this. I mean, it looks fine. It's in good condition. It came in a box and was shipped here, no problem. But these look too narrow because I tried to order the one from the Civic Si because I wanted to have outlet and inlet tubes that were bigger, you know, to fit the B series hose. That way I don't have to like overly smash it. You know, when you're lazy and you do like a B series swap and you don't have the right radiator, but you can make it work by just over tightening the hose clamps. I didn't want to do that. So I tried to make sure I ordered the right one, and this doesn't feel like that's this. So I got a few things assembled to make this a very painless swap, and I will still have to search for another radiator cap because this is my current radiator. I really like this thing, and it's full up, you know, no leaks. So I was kind of impressed by that. So I almost don't want to take it off. So if I can't find a radiator cap, I will just leave it because everything works. Like the fan works, everything's good with this. This is the radiator cap that came with it, right? And this does not fit on the new radiator. This is a brand new radiator cap for Hondas that is going to go in the wagon, but the wagon is has a lot of stuff to be done to it, so now is not the time I needed it. This fits on here, but somehow it doesn't fit on that radiator, so I still feel like that's the wrong one. You know, other things, I got my towels, I got my what is this? I want to say 8mm. Yeah, 8mm socket. That would take these off real easy because you only have to take off this one and the bottom one, and then the fan just unplugs because even though it's an aftermarket fan, with this we wired in the stock plug, so it's still right on the harness side. So I have another stock fan that I can put with that one, but I don't know if we're gonna need to, so I might just leave this. But this is custom. I made this, right? And it makes it very easy to catch all this good fluid and then pour it right back in through the handy dandy pour spout. And then, so while I'm down here, it's never a bad time on a B series to check the oil. So down here, you can see it's a little grimy, mostly just right here. And my valve cover doesn't seem to be leaking. So it's either this cap right here behind the VTEC solenoid, because I mean, that's where it feels like the grease is, or it could be the O-ring behind here. So it's usually one of these 3 things: O-ring, cam cap, or this. So I'm gonna check the oil, fill that up, and that might be our video for today. But while we're down here, let's check this bad boy out. Everything's holding up pretty good. When I got this, the engine bay was black, I believe, and I wanted to make it champ white like I thought the rest of the car was. I was wrong. Engine bay and the bottom of the hood are now champ white, but the outside of the car is some other white, maybe frost white. I'm not really sure. I don't think that was the factory color. Don't really know. Oh, and I'd also need to take this off to get this radiator out. That's the only thing holding it in here is this. But yeah, this is my project. This is my baby. And as the king of incomplete thoughts, I was jealous because I don't ever get to see my car driving. I always see it from the inside, which looks great. It's one of my favorite views to see every day, but I don't get to see it driving, and I never want to come out and see it driving away if I'm not driving it, because that would be bad. So give me a few more minutes. I'm going to try to find another radiator cap to make this project happen. All right, I moved the hood up into full racer mode. I took off my very real and not knockoff little drip socks off the brake master and the clutch master cylinder, which I checked and they were both full. Oil, yeah, it was a lot lower than it should have been. It's kind of like a drain and fill type deal, but I didn't drain it. It drained on its own. But I will do an oil change on this soon. It doesn't seem to be burning oil, and it's running like a champ. And so I just took a little oven cleaner and sprayed along this main part of the block and head and gave it a little scrub with a brush. And then I'm gonna come in with my housemate's pressure washer and I'm just gonna blast this thing out. Of course, I'm not gonna blast this or this, doesn't need to be hit. Intake, I mean, I might just get a little bit of water across the top. Obviously don't need to hit this or anything on the valve cover. The valve cover's clean. I mean, it doesn't need to be wet, but maybe I can get a little bit of the intake manifold. I'll probably avoid the injectors. I don't need to spray directly on those full tilt. Mostly I just want to spray right here and then just get the nastiness off here. So we get to live our hot boy racer fantasy for a little bit longer with our little eBay dual core radiator with the slim fan. So yeah, I mean, it's not leaking today and it was all the way full. So I mean, that was more inspiring than what the oil looked like when I checked it. So let's go to time lapse and we'll finish up by blasting this thing off. All right, so this is after. Wasn't really a before and after deal, but you saw it before. Yeah, it could definitely be cleaned more. I didn't really have any detergents that were like paint safe because I damn well wasn't going to squirt oven cleaner is what I typically use on a lot of like engine parts, but not on, like, of course, like near or on wiring. I did have a little teeny bit of engine degreaser, which like you might have saw me like wipe on here. And that really helped, but I mean, I really need some sort of like cleaning soap that's made for this. I'm gonna watch like an all-day Anthony video, maybe getting on a raffle or something so he can send me some cool Honda stuff to clean with. But yeah, so it's a lot better. I mean, once again, nothing around here is a show car, but I mean, like, we're just doing stuff ourselves. Like, one of the cool things on this is my little inline fuel filter, and I just deleted it off the back wall, shaved those down. This is the only one I ever did that to. I just wanted to try it. It seemed to work out pretty good. Besides just giving you a little bit cleaner of a firewall, there's no real advantage to that. I think that I could switch the filter if I was ever going to run E85, but this is a daily, so that's not going to happen. You can see a lot of mistakes I made. Like when painting this, I did not tape off or remove the brake booster like I think I did on my first one I did this to. I actually took it off, and that kept a lot of that stuff from getting painted on, and all those lines all painted. And as I'm spraying away, there's a wire, maybe it's for reverse, maybe it's for an O2 sensor, I'm not really sure, but that wire comes right through the firewall and insulation, and there's no like rubber cap on that. So when I was spraying, I was noticing, I'm like, hey, maybe I shouldn't blast water right into my car where the ECU might be. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so coming around, everything's pretty clean with the S2K clutch master cylinder. It didn't work the first couple times to try to put it on, and then we got it on, but then it ate through much of the paint because a bunch of very caustic fluid leaked out. So lesson learned on that. Everything else is good. I actually really enjoy this Torque Solutions mount. It's like the only upgraded mount on here, and it really does its job. And yeah, so didn't get this wet. But I also made sure when I came in here that I sprayed this dry, made sure the injectors were dry, but I definitely didn't spray those directly. And then here was really the most important part. So this is a lot better. So when this starts to leak, when I run it, I can hopefully get a better idea of like where this is all coming from. All right, Modified 95 family, thank you for coming with me. I was trying to get a lot done today, and this was a lot less than I had planned, but I'm still happy because I got something done. All right, I'll see you guys next time.